Psychological economy. It's a term that I coined. I did coin. It's a term that I coined in my previous video. If you haven't watched that video yet, I dropped the link below. Please go check it out. I did coin. It's a pretty interesting video. So many people, almost every part of the world, reached out to me asking what is psychological economy. Please make a part 2 on the psychological economy.
How many people asked you, bro?
One. So I decided to make one. So what I mean by psychological economy? Have you ever felt, why should I save? Why should I have a savings account? Why can't I just make money, maybe save to an extent that I can be comfortable if I lose my job and then spend everything else? If you travel back in time and said the same to your grandparents or even your parents, the whole concept of spending everything wouldn't sound so good to them. Because one, most of them were married pretty young and they have kids. They wanted to give education for their kids. They wanted to give a house for their kids. And also that was a bit of a social construct, because if your kid studies in a better school, you are considered a bit above in your friend circle. If your kid goes to a top tier college, you're considered a bit above in your commune or social circle. I wouldn't necessarily advocate everything that happened in our grandparents and parents' generation is right, but I'm just trying to analyze their perspective. Why did they save money? Why did they give everything to us? Why did we matter so much to them? And why we are not able to have that same energy for our future generation? Are we tired? No. Maybe we no longer give a damn about what people think, what the society thinks about us, what the society would think if my son or daughter studies in a super school or a privileged top tier university. We don't care anymore. This is exactly what I mean by psychological economy had changed. We are even no longer having kids, so there is no purpose to save money. Is it good or bad? That's a whole nother topic. Some even say if my kid wants to have a good life, good house, good education, let him work for it. Let him get good grades. If someone in our grandparents' time had said this to his colleagues or his friends, he would be labeled as a spoiled brat. So this shift is not necessarily good or bad. The times have changed. Opportunities are too much. People have access to technology. People have access to education. Everything that you wanted to know about this world is right here. So this changed a lot. But if you think in a bit different perspective, the life our parents and grandparents had gave them a lot of content, inner peace, rather than happiness spikes. Nowadays we have happiness spikes, dopamine hit, but our grandparents and parents had peaceful life, content life, because everything they did was for us. I don't know if you ever realized it. Anytime you do a charity or we work for someone for no actual benefit in return, you attain an inner peace, something pure. That's what our grandparents and parents had experienced, because they worked for us without expecting anything in return. Whereas now, it's all about self-centered work. Everything is for me, us. Would this lead to a lonely life? Would we all live with a cat and a dog rather than living with humans? If we keep spending everything on us, for me, for myself, where would this even end? Maybe it would end for good, maybe not. But human to human relation and contact is something that I would always advocate for. We humans are dependent creatures, constantly looking for happiness from our surroundings, but the happiness is from within. That is what psychological economy is all about. This psychological shift, how we spend money, how we invest money, how we use money, how this would lead, where this would end, how the next generation will transform, I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I don't care either. But this shift, this change is inevitable. It is happening right in front of us. We would actually witness how the world would change. That's something really interesting for me. Let's wait and watch. Let's not jump into conclusion. I'm excited. I think even you are excited. Let's all be excited. I'm not here to give a life lesson. I'm just trying to understand what it is for how it is. Explore certain topics in different perspectives. Maybe welcome you guys into my head to see how I see. Please drop a comment. Let's argue. Let's debate about it. Maybe you will learn something and maybe I will learn something too. And that's healthy. Thank you guys. Until next time, see you from Addict Talks.